I now take the questions that are here in front of me. It's a nice question. How long should a homily be? The second question is, if I do not listen to the homily, am I committing a sin? The third question is it disrespectful to sit cross-legged in the church? Please advise. First is how long the homily should be. It's a question that perhaps is not easy to answer. Normally we say a homily is something that makes a person homely. And so when you want to be homely, maybe you cannot limit yourself to time or say that I am just come here to hear 2 words from you. In fact, wittingly, the preachers who are asked to preach long or short are told that if there was a parent who was sending his child to school, a small child, it's a girl child, and if you have to ask how long should her skirt be, the answer is, first of all, it should be long enough to cover modestly everything, and at the same time, it should be long or elegant enough for people to say and appreciate. That's the sermon also. It can't be too short, it can't be too long. Normally in the cities, we say 7 to 8 minutes is the limit. In the villages, of course, people are relaxing, people are coming from far, and for them it's once in a week or perhaps maybe much more than that also, and they are prepared to wait. I was myself in a village parish, after a city parish, and my first days I used to preach very short sermons because I thought people may not wait for long. And then one old lady came and told me, Father, we are coming in order to listen to you. You are just saying something in 3 or 4 minutes and closing. Have I walked 5 kilometers just to listen to you 5 minutes or 2 minutes? Please give us all that the church wants to see. That's the other extreme. In the cities, we can't do it. But we have to keep the limits. We normally say the priests have to keep 3 points in mind. First of all, the theme or the substance of the day, the gospel, the readings of the day can never be sidelined. They should be the center of the message, what we call the kerygma, what Jesus wants to give you this particular day, this particular Sunday for the people. Secondly, we say that we have to prepare the sermon so that we know how to deliver it, and deliver it in a sense that people can find it meaningful, people can understand it and make it simple for them. And thirdly, as regards the length or the breadth of the sermons, we always say, be sensible or sensitive to the needs of the people there. The sermon that I prepare for college professors or perhaps the university is different from the sermon that I would deliver for my people in my parish. Or perhaps to my children, today's children's mass, I would have to make them interesting for them. So therefore, certain small examples and anecdotes would be useful at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end, in order, first of all, to keep the people alive, awake, and at the same time, attached to your message, relevant to your message, so they can understand it better. This would be a good homily. Is it a sin if I don't listen to a homily? I don't make it so moralistic. The parish priest is not a dictator who has to be obeyed of all his commands and everyone has to focus his attention. I can understand. Perhaps when you sit in the church, there are so many things. Perhaps there is no air conditioning there. There are people who are disturbing, distracting, and therefore sometimes you may not be able to hear the sermon. I wouldn't say it's a sin as such, but purposely to close your eyes, close your ears to the Word of God, that won't be good. That won't be perhaps fun. Suppose you are talking to your dad and you know that he's talking to you, and you take the cotton buds and put here. What's the meaning you want to convey? I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to listen to your sermon. But on the other hand, The dad makes you understand, you also respond, and surely it's a nice encounter in the sermon, because the Lord perhaps will say something to you in the sermon that the priest is giving today in the church. The last question is it disrespectful to sit cross-legged in the church? I would say this is in fact, there is an answer that is given here. I know that it is disrespectful, as no one is above the Lord. He is our master and we should respect him. Please put this across to there are so many adults who do not know this. I think the answer is here. You are in a church, you are in front of the Blessed Sacrament, and Blessed Sacrament is a person. Perhaps unless you know the person so lovingly, deeply, so familiar, you will not perhaps. In the first time when you are going to meet a chief minister or a minister, you are going to be very formal. You are going to perhaps this one. But as in your private this one, perhaps you will sit on the chair, you will sit down, you will kneel down, or perhaps you will even cross your legs for some time when you are privately speaking to Jesus. But in the church, it's a public place. The others are looking. Even if it's looking, the place has to have decorum, and therefore it's that you do not cross your legs in the church. It's better. It surely be disrespectful to the Lord himself and to the others. But if you are doing your prayers at home in a relaxed way, surely prayer is talking to Jesus, talking to another person. I would say that you could be more relaxed in that way at home, but not in the church. Use a formal posture when you are in the church. Thank you, and God bless you.